What's going on, people? Troops TV back again, and obviously it's time for that preview. But before we get into the preview, we're going to talk a little bit about the game that went down on Saturday at the Emirates against, who the fuck did we play again, blood? Swansea. Yeah, it was Swansea. The game was that dead, blood. You understand that? I can't even remember who we played. Obviously, I put out a little review after the game, but now we're going to get a bit more in-depth analysis, you get me? Because the first half performance was fucking shocking, blood. You understand? It was dead. There was nothing there. It was the same old Arsenal, sideways, backwards. It was slow. There was no like impetus. You understand? There was no thrust, blood. Like, we're not going forward, fam. You understand? And then Swansea got one chance, they banged it in. You understand? That Klukas brother. I think Czech could have done better, fam. You understand? I think Czech's finished, blood. I've been saying this since like last season, blood. He makes decent saves now and again. But there's certain goals that he's conceding. I'm like, nah, blood, you can do better there, fam. You understand? Half time came, it was 1-0, you get me? They could have made it 2-0 as well, blood. Mertz like moving like a ham roll. Czech saved his clout. But then second half, we come out a different team, blood. Yeah, a lot of people say that Wenger don't really say a lot during half time, but I think he said something, you understand? Because when we come out second half, it was a different team. We was on our job. Kalazan at the tank with a beautiful finish, but you understand? That was a great goal. And then Aaron Ramsey, you get me? I've taken the ham roll off because my man's just doing bits, but I can't lie. He keeps popping up. He keeps stepping up to the plate. Hopefully, this is the season where Ramsey will actually kick on now, you understand? And actually do bits, blood. Because since the season we won the FA Cup against Hull, he ain't really done bits in it. Like, he done well in the FA Cup final, but he needs to be more consistent, you get me? But I think Bellerin was poor, fam. I can't lie, understand? I think he was getting terrorised, blood. Like, his end products as well. Like, there was so many times that we were through and his final ball was just fucking it up, blood. And I think Bellerin needs to improve on that still. Like, you need to do crossing practice, fam, you understand? Because your crosses are dead cuts, you understand? You can't cross the ball to save your fucking life, blood, you get me? You need to improve on that. But obviously, it was good to get the win. That's back-to-back victories in the league. Obviously, the big game is on the weekend against City, but obviously we've got a game in midweek against Red Star Belgrade. The Europa League is back. Thursday Night Football is back again. I don't know, man. Like, with this competition, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Because in the group stages, I don't really give a shit in it, but when we get out of the groups and we start playing serious opposition in the knockout stages, then I'll probably get more into it, innit? But at the moment, I'm really not interested with it, you understand? And I think this is a good competition to blunt some youngsters, you get me? Because we got a lot of young talent on the books, and this is the only opportunity and the Carling Cup where you could probably see them playing it, you understand? And obviously the level in this competition is a bit better than the Carling Cup, innit? So I prefer to see them playing this one, innit? But obviously the last time we played Red Star, we got the 1-0 victory in Belgrade. Olivier Giroud with a fucking beautiful goal, blood. That was a great little flick over from Jack. Walcott kept it alive, but the main components of that goal was Wilshere and Jack, you understand? What am I saying, Wilshere and Jack, blood? It was Wilshere and Giroud, you get me? Because you see Giroud, yeah, when he shows his youth them, like, his goal collection, blood, fam, his youth's going to think he was better than Pele, blood, you understand? Because Giroud has scored some fucking bangers, blood, you get me? I can't lie, fam. Obviously, he won the Puskas Award. You get me? He's doing this. You see me, yeah, with Giroud, I think it's a good plan B, innit? You understand? I don't think it's a good plan A. I think for a plan B, it's probably the best plan B in world football, you get me? Because he's a problem when defenders are tired, you get me? He can find the spaces and he'll get you a goal, fam. And obviously, very happy with the win. But I think this game will be a bit different, you get me? Obviously, when we was away, they got the hostile atmosphere and whatnot. They'll probably bring over a bag of Serbians as well, you get me? They'll probably try to take over the Emirates like the Cologne fans. But I think this will be a bit of an easier game because obviously we're at home. And I think it will be a bit easier. Obviously, going into that kind of atmosphere is a bit difficult, you get me? A lot of man ain't played in them kind of hostile atmospheres, blood, you understand? And everyone knows that the Emirates is a fucking walk in the park, blood. But I think it will be an easy game for us. I believe we'll get the win. But let's get into my 11 for this game. In goal, I'm going to start Matt Macey. I think he had a great game in the Carling Cup against Norwich. And obviously, Ospina's injured, so Macey's going in for me. The back, like the defence now, obviously I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to a flat back four. I don't think we need to play a black three. I think it's not a black three, a back three, sorry. You get me? I think we should go with a flat back four. We're at home. Let's just kill the game, innit? Let's just get the goals and then you can maybe make a few changes in it. So for me in the defence, I'm going to go with right back. I'm going to put in Matt Debuchy. I think he had a decent game against Norwich as well. And I think he had a decent game against Belgrade in the first tie. And Debuchy these minutes, innit? You understand? And in playing, it puts pressure on Bellerin, innit? It will keep Bellerin up to his level. So for me, Debuchy will start as the right back. The centre-back pairing, I'm going to go with Rob Holding and Mohamed El-Neni. Reason why I'm going to put El-Neni in is because obviously we've got City on the weekend and I don't want to risk Mertesacker or Nacho or Koscielny, you get me? And El-Neni, he did all right against Belgrade. So Obviously, Holding's a natural centre-back, so I think that pairing will be fine. And left-back, I'm going to put in man like De Silva, you understand? Because I believe that he deserves a chance. I think he's got pace as well, but he's got power, and I remember he whipped a great ball across in the Carling Cup game. We need to blood the youngsters, innit? You understand? Obviously, the under-17s won the World Cup, so you look at it and you're like, where are these players going to get the chance, innit? So for me, I'm going to put in De Silva. Obviously, I'm going to go over 4-3-3, so I'm going to go over 3 in midfield. Obviously, the holder will be Joe Willock. You get me? I think he's been bossing every game, you understand, in the Europa League. I didn't really know a lot about him, innit? I knew more about Chris, innit, his brother, who's obviously gone to Benfica. But Joe looks like a baller, blood. You understand? A lot of people are comparing him to Vieira, saying that he's a Vieira type player. Obviously, he's not on Vieira levels, but that's the kind of player he is, innit? You understand? And I think Willock's a baller, blood. I'm very proud to have him in the team. So for me, Willock will be the holder. And obviously, the 2 I'm going to go with is I'm going to put Ainsley in his correct position, which is in centre midfield. So obviously, Ainsley will start in the midfield. And next to him, you're going to have the captain, man like Jack, you understand? And I was a bit disappointed not to see Jack come on against Swansea, you understand? I was very happy to see him play 116 minutes against Norwich. But I think we need to start putting him in for like little half-an-hour spells against the Premier League teams, innit? To get his level proper up there, innit? But that's the midfield for me. Obviously, the front 3 now, you get me? We're going to switch up the whole front 3. Obviously, last game we had like our blood Lacazette, Alexis blood Sanchez, and Mesut Ozil. But I'm going to go with, on the right-hand side, I'm going to put in Alex Iwobi. I think Iwobi's been doing quite well. That says it all, you get me? I think he's done quite well. I think he's been getting a bit of harsh treatment from the fans. But for me, I'm going to put Iwobi on the right. On the left, I'm going to put Reece Bumba Clark-Nelson, you understand? Because that's his natural position, and I want to see him cutting in off that left-hand side onto his right, letting them shots off, whipping them balls in, you understand? So I'm going to put Reece in his natural position. And up top, I'm going to go with a bit of experience. I'm going to put in man like OG, Olivier Giroud, you get me? Obviously, you got the winner the last time we played them in Belgrade, and you need a bit of experience in your team, innit? You understand? So I think having Giroud, Debuchy, them kind of players, Wilshere, these men are experienced, innit? And obviously, I'm going to give you like the subs bench as well this week, you get me? I'm going with a strong bench, I'm not going to lie. On the bench, I'm going to put Petr Cech. I'm putting Mertesacker in there. Monreal's going there. Coquelin. Obviously, Ramsey. Man like Eddie's on the bench as well, you get me? Hopefully, Eddie will come off the bench. And obviously, my guy, innit? Man like Chuba. I would have started Chuba, you get me? But I think I'll go with Giroud in this one, you get me? I think maybe in the next tie, if we can win this one, then we're through in it. It's certified, we're through. So then in the next game, you can maybe go with 2 up top and maybe put Eddie and Chuba up top together, innit? You get me? That's my 11 for this game, innit? You lot already know. If you think the 11 should be different, put your 11 in the comments below. And like I said, man, I think it's going to be an easy game. I'm not going to lie. I think it'll be a bit like the Cologne game at home, you understand? But we did start off sloppy in that game. I think if we start off well, get an early goal, I think we can put these men to the sword, innit? So I'm going to go with Arsenal 3, Red Star 0. If you ain't subscribed to Troops TV, make sure you subscribe. It's your boy Troops, and I'm out.